Hey everyone, thanks for taking the time to learn a little bit more about how I put together our story for my newsletter. It's meant to share our story of the school to the greater community and to empower teachers by seeing that the work they do in their classroom is being shared and realized by the community, which then in turn creates a feeling of sharing more and a want to share more. So let me get right to it because I want to show you how short this process really is and how easy it can really be, even though at first it may seem or look daunting. It all starts with Twitter. What you have to do if you're going to tell your story is your school needs a Twitter handle or a hashtag. And so what you need to do is create that hashtag with the school. Our hashtag happens to be hashtag WH Pride. So anytime a teacher tweets anything about her class, his class, or activity or fundraiser that's going on, they make sure they use hashtag WH Pride. So let me just pull it up here and you'll see it comes up because I I use it quite a bit myself. And then it pulls it up and we have a book study going on. They post videos. They post all kinds of different things and you'll see some sports stuff come up. But as a rule, I try to stay away from anything sports wise because I have another video I do for that using the service Animoto instead of WeVideo. This is WeVideo by using Zapier. So I get all of these and I could scroll through, but it becomes difficult pulling it up and then doing all this different stuff with it. So I use Zapier. Now Zapier is a great app. It's an automate app. This was shown to me by Danny Sunshine Bauer. His Twitter handle is @AlienEarbud. If you don't follow him or listen to his podcast, he's got a fantastic podcast. You're missing out. He's always got really practical, useful tips for you to help automate and to help perceive a better way of approaching your work and being more successful. So a quick shout out to Danny. At any rate, he showed me this to help me out, and I've run with it ever since. I absolutely love it. Zapier helps you take one app and connect it to another so it works in the background so you don't have to check it all the time. So I take Twitter, and the action is anytime somebody tweets hashtag WH Pride, it opens up a Google Sheet for me and creates a new row in that Google Sheet with the information that I asked for. And so I end up with something like this, my hashtag WH Pride spreadsheet. Now, at first this looks itchy and it's pretty crowded, but that's okay. It's pretty simple. The green on here are ones that I've already done and put in for screenshots that I'm going to make the movie out of. The blue, you ready for this, is the key that my son created because he does this for me. Oh, that's right. He's 11, just to give you an idea of how easy this becomes. Let's take a look at this. It gives me the date, the username of the person that tweeted it, what their message was, getting so excited for the Credit for Life Fair, only 3 more days. And then it gives me the Twitter link. So here's the Twitter link. It's nice that I get alerts during these videos that I'm making. Here's the Twitter link. You click the Twitter link. It comes up, and all I do is take a screenshot. I grab that screenshot. I pull it up. And mine happens to open in Photos, whatever you happen to be using. I just hit edit and create. And I don't want to go too fast, but I don't want to go too slow because I don't want to put you to sleep during this. I just crop it really quick. And you'll notice at the bottom, I take out all this stuff about replies, likes, retweets, people, and I cut out that timestamp so people can't say, oh, geez, what were they doing at that time? So you crop it, you save it, and it goes right into your screenshots as the newly saved screenshot. So you can see that, and you're good to go. Now, you'll see all of these other screenshots. That's last week's screenshots that I clear right before I do my next one to keep them there, to keep it clean. But I'm going to use those when I go into WeVideo. So once you're done with that, you close that out and you'll find a workflow that works for you. I do all my screenshots first, and then I crop them all, and then I put them all into WeVideo. Now, WeVideo is what I use to make these videos. And I'm going to go to my dashboard and get rid of that because that was just a test one. Interestingly enough, you'll see Mr. Turtle's workout video. My 9-year-old made that, just in case you're concerned about how difficult this is. Really, once you start playing with it, it's okay. So you go to Create New, And now it's going to ask you, and I'm sorry I skipped this, but when you log into WeVideo, it's just the same thing. It's an email, it's a password, just like Zapier is an email, a password. A lot of these things now are the same way to log in. I choose Square because a lot of people tweet with their phone vertical instead of horizontal, and the tweets come out better that way because they're longer than they are wide. So now you look at this and you've got all these pictures, you've got this viewing screen, and you've got 3 tracks down here. Well, first off, you're not going to use all 3 tracks. You're going to use 2. You're going to use this top one for video. You're going to use this bottom one for audio. So what you do is, this is all stock. Now, there's a free version of WeVideo, which gives you all of this. I pay for the next step up, which is a nominal fee, but you get a lot more music for it if that's the kind of thing that you're looking at. You go to media, you hit that, and then you hit that cloud to upload. So what you do is then you just browse and select, or you can upload from social sites. Now this is just like attaching any file or anything like that. You double click it or you click it once, it appears, you hit open, and it loads it right in. The only reason I'm not doing that is because I have a lot already. And, forgive all the remnants of my 9-year-olds. Basically, how we used to do puppets, they now do them digitally. So what I do then is I have all these, and remember, these are last week's. You click one, and then you go down to the end spot where you're done clicking, and I'm not going to click them all. I'm just going to go nice and short for you. Hold Shift down, and you grab them all. Again, you grab them and hold it down. You drag them down, and you put them in. Now, it's going to give you a couple options, which I personally like. You can make these clips as long as you want when you drag them in. You can do it individually, but this is much more efficient when you drag a lot in. You can make them 5 seconds, which is the default, which is good if you only have a few amount of clips at first. This last one, my video ended up, I think, being 2 minutes and 20 or 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It was long, so I made each one 3 seconds. So you can just highlight that, plug in whatever you want. We'll say 4 just for the heck of it today. You can apply animation, that nice Ken Burns Civil War and baseball effect where they kind of fade around, they shift across the screen. You can do that if you want. Like I said, it's personal preference once you get to playing with it. I'm not going to put that on for now. You hit done. Your movie's in there now. All your pictures are in, and it's good. You'll see up here, like another successful Welcome Sign Wednesday today, you get to see the kids. Teachers get to tell their stories about what they're doing. So it's really good because these flash and people get to read them. So base how long you want to put your movie on as far as that goes too. The next piece is you want to get people to keep watching and keep looking at things. So what I do is I introduce it by adding text. You go up and hit that text button. There are tons of options. Whichever one you hit, you'll notice it previews it for you. And like I said, there's all kinds of things you can do here to come in at different ways, depending on what you want it to look like. Personally, I use this one. You grab it, you drag it, and now see how that's yellow? That means it's a little too big. I'll hit just trim to fit and it squeezes it in there, or you can hit push. Once you put it in, you double click it. You put whatever you want your text to be. Mine is our story. And then the secondary text is we are the Whitman-Hanson Regional High School Panthers. So, this comes into the whole idea of you can really get your name out there. You can change the colors of the text. All right. Our school colors are red and black. My son happened to do this for me. And he said, Dad, you got to put the line in there, but I don't really want it pronounced. So he did that. It's not an exact science, just whatever fits. You can change the text that you use. And so I happen to use play ball now. And then you're done. And you've got that. Now, I'm going to show you in my video, in my newsletter, in the finished product, I put something on the end as well saying, follow us, subscribe, thanks, the learning continues, the story continues, stuff like that. So whatever you want the video to end with, you put there. Now, music. The music's pretty cool. I wish you could hear it, but you can't hear it through this video. So once you click these, you'll see, and it'll play. And if you like what you hear, then you select it just by clicking and holding and dragging down to the audio track down at the bottom. You select this just like you would any kind of graphic in a text document or a, Google Docs or anything like that. Drag it to the end because the video will play until the end of the music, whether you have pictures or not. So you've got that, and that's your movie. Now, you can preview it if you want. And you'll notice there's your title slide, and then the pictures come out, and people can see them. People can read about them. People can see what's going on. You notice everyone has Panther Pride. We've got geometry, we've got English, we've got our continuing education class, we've got everything going on. Pictures of students, different projects they're doing, and we have public service stuff as well. So that works out really, really well. Once you do that, you go to Finish, and then you select a title. I'm just going to select Test so you can see the next screen. You set your title. You pick, oh, that's a good one. That one doesn't usually come up for me, the title slide, so that's a good thing. You choose whichever one is going to work for you. We could have picked that one too, about some teachers. I've never done 720. I've never done 4K. I always do 1080. Whatever works for you, and that's great. Now, finished videos are automatically saved to your WeVideo account. Me personally, I do 1080. I hit Finish. It gives me an email when it's done. I download it, and then I put it on my YouTube channel using Zapier to create our story, this whole thing that I just showed you. Now, you can leave it on YouTube, or you can share the link on YouTube like typically people do. Or what I do is I put it in the newsletter. Now, I have a nice interactive newsletter. If you use S'more, I suggest S'more. It's really good because then you just take that YouTube link and you can drop it right in. And it's absolutely smooth, slick, and looks good. And you can see I do a couple of different videos, but this is what you get. So people open your newsletter and they get this. It's a nice dose of what's going on in your school. It communicates with community. Teachers see that what they're doing is being recognized, and it encourages them to share more. It empowers them to tell the story of their classroom so that the community can see all the good that's going on in your school. Now, what I'll do is I'm going to scoot ahead so you can see how I ended it. And like I said, you want to put music on the end of it or during it, because people aren't going to want to just look at the pictures. The music will keep them in the gist of it. And then, like I said, you get to see the story continues. Subscribe, follow to see it all. And then I give my contact information. And it's as easy as that, and then it just ends. So thanks for taking the time. I really appreciate it. I hope I didn't go too fast, but I hope I didn't go too slow. Your time's valuable. Hey, look, if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. As you can see right there on the screen, I'm at Dr. C.S. Jones on Twitter, or I'm the principal at Whitman-Hanson Regional High School in Massachusetts. You can email me through there, or you can email me at drchrissj@gmail.com. Once again, I really appreciate it. If you want and you open this up on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and follow me on YouTube. You can see a bunch of these different videos. And then if there are different ones you have questions about how I created or the difficulty or time factor, I'd be happy to answer or help you out. It's great. I appreciate it. Have a great one.